Welcome to another Luck Scout bedtime story. In the heart of a deep, ancient forest, there was a path known only to those who sought peace and quiet. The path was hidden beneath the canopy of towering trees, where the leaves whispered softly in the breeze, and the moonlight filtered through in delicate beams, casting a gentle glow on the ground. This path, the villagers called the Moonlit Trail, was said to lead to a place of calm where one could leave behind all the worries of the world. Many who had walked the trail spoke of how it seemed to slow time itself. The air was cool, the sounds of the forest hushed, and the very earth beneath their feet felt softer, more welcoming. The Moonlit Trail was a place where the weight of the day's troubles seemed to fade away, and all that remained was a sense of deep, soothing peace. One evening, a young traveller named Aidan arrived in the village after a long journey. He was tired, both in body and mind, and his heart was heavy with thoughts of things left unfinished, of questions without answers. The villagers, seeing his weariness, told him of the Moonlit Trail and how it had brought calm to all who walked its quiet path. That night, as the moon rose high in the sky, Aidan decided to follow the trail. He hoped that it might bring him the rest and clarity he so desperately needed. As Aidan stepped onto the Moonlit Trail, he felt an immediate sense of calm wash over him. The forest around him was peaceful, the air filled with the soft rustling of leaves and the distant chirping of crickets. The path beneath his feet was cool and soft, almost as if the earth itself was guiding him gently along. The moonlight that filtered through the trees created a soft silvery glow that illuminated the path ahead, lighting the way but never too bright, just enough to feel safe and at ease. As Aidan walked deeper into the forest, he felt his mind begin to quiet. The thoughts that had once raced through his head, the worries and uncertainties, seemed to drift away, carried off by the night breeze. There was something magical about the forest at night, something that made him feel as though he was part of something much larger, something timeless and serene. The forest, with its age-old trees and moonlit leaves, had seen countless nights like this one, and it seemed to whisper to Aidan that everything would be all right. He just needed to let go. After walking for what felt like both minutes and hours, Aidan noticed a soft glow up ahead, brighter than the filtered moonlight. As he approached, the trees began to thin, and he found himself in a beautiful clearing, bathed in the softest, most tranquil light of the full moon. The clearing was surrounded by tall, graceful trees whose branches swayed gently in the breeze, and in the centre a small, clear pond reflected the moonlight like a mirror. Aidan stood at the edge of the clearing, breathing in the cool, fresh air. The sound of the water lapping softly at the shore was the only sound to be heard, and it filled him with a sense of deep calm. The stillness of the clearing was unlike anything he had ever experienced, peaceful, quiet, and endlessly soothing. He walked slowly toward the pond and knelt beside it, gazing into the clear water. The reflection of the moon seemed to reach out to him, as if offering him the peace and rest he had been searching for. Aidan closed his eyes and breathed deeply, allowing the calm of the clearing to wash over him. In this moment he felt as though the world had slowed, and all that existed was the gentle night, the soft light of the moon and the quiet peace within his heart. As Aidan sat by the pond, he began to realize that the answers he had been searching for, the rest he had been longing for, didn't need to come from outside of him. They were already within him, waiting to be uncovered. The forest, the moon, the quiet night, they were all there to remind him of something he had forgotten. That sometimes peace comes not from solving every problem, but from letting go and trusting in the natural flow of life. He opened his eyes and watched as a gentle breeze stirred the surface of the pond, sending small ripples across the water. The moonlight shimmered on the ripples, and Aidan smiled softly. The ripples reminded him that even when life seemed uncertain, even when things felt out of control, there was always beauty to be found in the ebb and flow of life's moments. In the stillness of the clearing, Aidan felt something shift within him. The worries that had once weighed so heavily on his heart no longer seemed so pressing. The quiet of the night had shown him that peace was not something to be chased after. It was something to be embraced gently, just like the moonlight embraced the clearing. After what felt like a timeless moment, Aidan knew it was time to return to the village. But as he stood and began walking back along the moonlit trail, he no longer felt the weariness that had burdened him when he first set out. Instead, he felt light, as though the forest had lifted the weight from his shoulders and filled him with a quiet strength. The moon continued to light his way, and the soft sounds of the forest night surrounded him, comforting and familiar. Aidan walked slowly, savouring the peace he had found, knowing that this calm, this sense of stillness, would stay with him long after he'd left the trail. He didn't need to have all the answers right now. The moon, the forest, the night had taught him that sometimes it was enough to simply be, to rest, and to trust in the journey. As you lie in your bed tonight, dear Luck Scouter, imagine yourself walking the moonlit trail, feeling the cool night air and hearing the gentle sounds of the forest. Let the story of Aidan and the moonlit clearing remind you that peace is always within reach, even in the quietest moments. Close your eyes, take a deep breath and let go of all your worries. The moonlight will guide you to a night of restful and soothing dreams and a tomorrow filled with calm and serenity.